Hello everybody, my name is Jennifer Maker. Today I'm showing you how to make 3D paper candles that you can use to create menorah or centerpieces on the Great Maker Show and Tell. I love candles and candlelight, but honestly, I love the safety and convenience of LED lights even more. It's hard to relax and enjoy the ambience of candlelight when you're worried about burning down your house. Plus, I am always misplacing my matches. I can never find them. So these days, I'm all about the LED lights. And that's why I designed these sweet and easy paper candles using nothing more than cardstock and some simple LED tea lights. Now, my real motivation behind making these paper candles is because I wanted to make a menorah, papercraft, as Hanukkah is coming up in less than a week now. But this is more than just a menorah. It's also a collection of clever little treat boxes. Every paper candle opens up so you can access the treats inside. I put some gold covered chocolates in this one and also access the switches to light the candle when the sun has set. Traditionally, you would want to keep the candles all off and then light the shamash candle. That's the center one here first, and then light the other candles from left to right, starting with the newest candle first. Of course, the 3D paper candles can be used for anything that you might want a taper or small pillar candle for and don't want to worry about a real candle. I've also arranged these 3 different sized paper candles into a centerpiece here, or window candles, or however you'd want to use them, so you can see what I mean. Now these paper candles can also be used for caroling, memorial services, Advent wreaths, Christmas trees, paper lanterns, and even a Harry Potter themed party. Use them however you wish. Making the paper candles is really quite easy. All you need is some cardstock, this is what I've used here, some LED tea lights, some tape, some glue, and a way to cut your paper such as a pair of scissors, a Kraft knife, or a Cricut cutting machine, which is what I used. So let me show you where to get the free pattern on my blog at jennifermaker.com, and then I will show you how to assemble a paper candle of your own. Step 1, get my free paper candles pattern or SVG file. My free 3D paper candles pattern and SVG cut file contains 3 different sizes of candles, as well as 2 different bases, one for a 9 candle menorah and one for a 3 candle centerpiece. You can get the free paper candles design from my resource library on my blog. Just go to jennifermaker.com and look for the red bar at the top, and under libraries, click on enter the library. Once you're inside the library, the easiest way to find the file is to search the page. So that would be Command F on the Mac or Control F on Windows, and type in paper candles. And you'll see it comes up right here, and you click it and it downloads to your computer or device, and then you can open it. And here's what the files look like inside your download. You'll note that there's 2 different sets of files here. I have files just for the menorah and files just for the centerpiece, so that you don't have to worry about having all of the right number of candles and the right size base that you need. If you're going to be making this with scissors, you'll want the PDF file. If you'll be making it with a Cricut cutting machine, you'll want the SVG file. Step 2, prepare your paper candle design files for cutting. So here we are in Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to upload the SVG file so you can see what it looks like. So click Upload, and then Upload Image, Browse, and then find the SVG, and we're going to look at the menorah file, and click Open. You'll see it upload to your Cricut Design Space screen, and then click Save. Once it's uploaded, you'll want to select it and then choose Insert Images to put it onto your canvas. And here's what the 3D paper candle cut file will look like once it's uploaded to Cricut Design Space. The great news is there's nothing that you need to do with the file unless you want to change the number or sizes of the candles. Otherwise, it should be good to go. You can just click on Make It in the upper right corner of the screen, and you'll see that everything gets separated out into the number of files that you need. And I want to note that if you're not using 12 by 12 inch paper, as I am not, You can change the size of the paper and how Cricut distributes the files by changing your material size. So over here on the left, you'll see a drop-down menu that says material size. If you click on that, you can change your paper size. So I'm going to be using 8.5 by 11 paper. And you'll note as soon as I change that, it rearranges all of my files on those mats so that it's going to cut out in the right orientation and everything like that. So, and it looks like it'll take 7 different pieces of paper to cut out 9 candles. And that includes 8 smaller ones and the 9th center candle, the shamash candle. So, and then this file down here, this darker blue, that is the menorah base. The centerpiece file looks very similar to this, just fewer candles in the smaller base. So you don't really have to do anything here. You just go ahead and click continue. And you'll want to connect to your Cricut, and you want to choose the appropriate material. I cut my candles out of 65-pound cardstock. I've linked to the exact paper that I've used in the video description as well as over on my blog at jennifermaker.com. For the base, I used foil Kraft board, but you could just use cardstock if you wanted. So I'm going to click Browse All Materials, and I'm going to just type in cardstock because all I need is my medium cardstock right here. And I'm going to click Done. And I always like to give it a little extra pressure. It helps it cut better. And that is all we need to do. Let's go ahead and cut this out. Step 3, cut out your paper candles. Using a green standard grip cutting mat, place your cardstock on the mat, load it into your Cricut, and press the flashing button to start the cut. Now I cut my candles out on 65-pound cardstock, and I cut my bases out on foil Kraft board, but cardstock would also be fine. Step 4, weed your paper candles. Once your paper candle is cut, unload your mat. Flip the mat over onto your work surface and gently peel the mat away from your cut cardstock. This will minimize curling and ripping. Now here's a tip. After you've removed your cardstock from your cutting mat, use a Cricut scraper to remove all the little pieces stuck to it quickly. If you're lucky and your cutting mat is sticky enough, which mine was not, most of the little pieces will stay on your cutting mat. If they do not, you'll need to weed the little pieces out. You can use a weeding tool to poke the remaining little pieces out and make sure that you've removed all of the excess paper. Step 5, prepare your LED tea lights. Now take the plastic tab out of the battery compartment. You just pull it right out. You don't have to open up the compartment. And then toggle the tea light on. Always make sure your tea light is functioning before you go to the trouble of turning it into a paper candle. Prepare at least 2 tea lights, as my design calls for 2 tea lights per candle. Step 6, wrap the paper candle around your tea lights. The paper candle pattern comes in 3 pieces: the candle top, the wax strips, and the candle sides. Beginning with the wax strip section, bend the tabs in and then wrap the paper around your first tea light with the tabs folded over the top of the tea light. Put a small piece of tape where the 2 edges overlap on the side of the tea light. Now place glue on the tabs on top of the tea light and slide your candle top down onto the glued tabs. Press and hold in place until the glue sets, and then you can set this piece aside for now. Pick up your second tea light and wrap the candle sides around it so that your tea light is positioned at the bottom of the candle tube. I recommend you wrap the paper around the tea light rather than trying to form a tube yourself, as this will produce a more evenly curved surface for your candle. Put a small piece of tape where the 2 side edges overlap at the bottom next to the tea light. Fold the 2 tabs at the bottom underneath the tea light and tape in place. Make sure you can access the switch for the LED tea light after you've taped it. If you can't, untape it, adjust, and retape. Hold the top of the candle tube and squeeze a little bit, just so it's a little more narrow at the top than at the bottom. Then tape the seam together where the 2 sides overlap. We make it a little smaller at the top of the candle than at the bottom so that the top fits nicely over it. Now just place your candle top on your candle tube. I recommend you match up the seams so they're both together. You should be able to turn your candle on and off by accessing the switches on both tea lights. Step 7. Make a candle base for your menorah or centerpiece. If you'd like to turn your 3D paper candles into a menorah or centerpiece, you'll also want to cut out and fold the appropriate base. The menorah base has 9 holes in it, and the centerpiece base has 3 holes in it. Once the base is cut out, just fold the sides along the dashed lines, then fold the tabs in at the corners and tape down. If you're making a menorah base, you'll put 2 longer bases together and overlap the center hole to create a base long enough to accommodate all 9 candles. And that's it. Your 3D candles are all finished. See how easy that is? And what's great about this design is that you can replace the LED tea lights inside whenever you need to. They're not permanently affixed to the paper. It all just stays together magically. Just kidding. You just pop them out and pop new ones in whenever you need to. I'd love to know how you would use these paper candles. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to see photos. If you've got any questions about how to make or use these paper candles, you can also leave a question and we'd be happy to help you out, or ask over in my Cricut group at jennifermaker.com/CricutCrafters. And I'm giving away a Cricut right now. I've got a giveaway going on. You can enter for your chance to win your own Cricut cutting machine. Get all the details over at jennifermaker.com/Cricut giveaway. And that's it for today. Tomorrow, I'll be back to show you how to decorate and embellish your appliances with a little vinyl. That's right, your appliances. Remember, I am always interested in your project ideas. If you can tell me what you want to make, I can show you how to make it. Until next time, this is Jennifer Maker reminding you to craft the life you love.